You think you know when your dog is happy. You think you know when they feel guilty, when they're scared, when they're in pain. You've lived with them. You've watched them every day. You know their moods better than almost anyone knows yours. In 2025, a team of researchers at Arizona State University ran a series of experiments on exactly this: how well humans can read their dog's emotional state. The results were uncomfortable. Not because dogs don't have emotions. They do, richer than most people realize. But because what we think we're seeing and what's actually there are two very different things. Here's what the researchers did. They filmed dogs in two conditions. In the first, they triggered a happy emotional state, offering a treat. In the second, they triggered an unhappy one, bringing a cat into view. They then showed people videos of the dog's reactions. But here's the twist. In some videos, they recut the footage so that the dog's reaction no longer matched the original trigger. A happy reaction was paired with an unhappy cause, and vice versa. What happened? People still rated the dog's emotion based on the situation they saw, not the dog's actual body language. When the context said happy, they read the dog as happy. When the context said unhappy, they read the dog as unhappy. Even when the footage showed the opposite. We are not reading our dogs. We are reading the story we've already decided to tell. The lead researcher put it plainly. He said we have powerful intuitions that we know how our dogs are feeling. And yet the evidence suggests that people are actually really bad at this. This is not a small mistake. This shapes every interaction you have with your dog. How you train them. How you respond to their behavior. Whether you notice when something is genuinely wrong. And the most humbling part of the research? Dog owners were no better at this than people who had never owned a dog in their life. Familiarity did not make us more accurate. It made us more confident in our wrong answers. So which emotions do we get most wrong? Researchers and veterinary behaviorists have identified 4 that almost every owner consistently misreads. And at least one of them will surprise you. Number 1. Guilt. This is the big one. Your dog knocks something over while you're out. You come home. The moment you walk in, they drop their head, flatten their ears, avoid your gaze. You know immediately they did something wrong. You can see the guilt written all over their face. Except guilt requires a moral understanding of wrongdoing. It requires knowing that a rule existed, that it was broken, and that the breaking of it was wrong. Dogs do not have this cognitive framework. What you are actually seeing is appeasement behavior, a set of ancient social signals that say, "You are bigger than me. You seem upset. I am not a threat. Please don't harm me." It is a fear response, not a confession. Studies have shown that dogs display this guilty look just as strongly when they haven't done anything wrong at all, as long as the owner acts like they did. We are not reading guilt. We are creating it with our own behavior. Number 2, the smile. Your dog is lying in the sun, mouth open, tongue lolling, eyes soft. They look blissfully happy. And maybe they are. But that open-mouthed expression, the one we read as a smile, is primarily a thermoregulation response. It is how dogs cool down. The same expression appears when a dog is stressed, overstimulated, or anxious. The difference lies in the rest of the body: the eyes, the ears, the tail, the posture. But most people only look at the mouth. Number 3, fear. Specifically, fear that looks like aggression. When a dog growls, snaps, or shows teeth, most people read it as aggression, dominance, a power play, a dog trying to be, quote, alpha. And they respond accordingly, with punishment, with dominance-based correction, with force. In the overwhelming majority of cases, what is actually happening is fear. A dog who feels threatened, trapped, or overwhelmed. Growling is not an attack. It is a warning. It is the dog's last attempt to communicate before they feel they have no choice but to bite. When we punish the growl, we don't remove the fear, we just remove the warning. We teach the dog that communicating distress is not safe, and that is how you get a dog who bites without warning. Number 4, pain. This is the one that matters most, because dogs are extraordinarily good at hiding pain. It is not stubbornness or withdrawal, it is evolution. In the wild, showing weakness attracted predators. The animals who survived were the ones who masked discomfort and kept moving. Studies on canine pain recognition show that owners miss early and moderate pain signals in their dogs the vast majority of the time. Not because they don't care, because the signals are subtle and because dogs are wired to hide them. So if context misleads us, and the face misleads us, and familiarity doesn't help us, what should we actually be looking at? The answer is the whole body, and specifically, 4 zones that trained behaviorists read simultaneously: the tail, the ears, the eyes, and the weight distribution. The tail first. Most people know a wagging tail means happy, but the research tells a more complicated story. A tail wagging to the right signals positive emotion. A tail wagging to the left signals negative arousal. A high stiff tail signals alertness or threat. A low tucked tail signals fear or submission. The ears. Forward-facing ears signal interest or alertness, engaged with something in the environment. Ears flattened back against the skull signal fear, stress, or appeasement. Ears in a neutral, relaxed position signal a settled, comfortable dog. The eyes. Soft, slightly squinted eyes signal relaxation and comfort. This is a dog at ease. Wide, round, whale eye, where you can see the whites at the edges, signals stress or anxiety. Hard, unblinking, forward-fixed eyes signal threat or predatory focus. And finally, weight distribution. Where is the dog leaning? Forward weight means confident engagement or challenge. Backward weight means uncertainty or retreat. Weight evenly distributed, body loose and low means genuine relaxation. Body weight forward with stiff legs means something very different than it looks. Now here is the practice. Pick one moment today, just one, and instead of asking, "How does my dog feel right now?" ask instead, "What is their tail doing? What are their ears doing? Are their eyes soft or hard? Where is their weight?" You will be surprised how quickly your accuracy improves, and how different your dog's actual emotional landscape is from the one you thought you knew. Here is the thing about all of this. The fact that we misread our dogs so often is not a failure of love. It is a failure of language. Dogs communicate in a language we were never taught. A language of posture and micro-expression and weight and breath and blink rate. It is extraordinarily rich, and it has been there, available to us every single day. We just weren't fluent enough to read it. The research doesn't say our dogs are mysterious or unknowable. It says the opposite. It says their emotional lives are real, are complex, and are completely readable, once you know what to look for. Dogs have evolved alongside humans for over 15,000 years. In that time, they developed the most sophisticated cross-species communication system on the planet. They learned to read us far better than we read them. It is time we started catching up. If this changed how you think about your dog, even slightly, share it with someone who loves theirs. Because the more we understand them, the better we can take care of them. And if you want to keep going deeper into the science of what your dog is actually thinking and feeling, there is a lot more on this channel. Subscribe, and we will keep exploring it together.